Hi and welcome to this channel. I am Robert Paul from JamesonEffects.com, and what we're going to be looking at today is using subclips and creating subclips as a prerequisite to using the automated to sequence feature in Premiere Pro. My process whenever I'm sorting through clips and how I use the automated to sequence is I go through my clips and it's like, okay, well, I like this shot. So I'll set my in and then I'll set my out point. And then say I also like this shot. Well, not that one. It doesn't look too good. Alright, so, well, this isn't much better, but so I like this one as well. Well, if you set your in and out points there, then you can only have that one. And whenever you use automate the sequence, it's going to only use, the in and out points of that specific clip. So what you could do is set in and set out here, then right click inside of your source monitor, go to make subclip, and then rename it. Now, because automate the sequence does things numerically or alphabetically, you need to make sure that the subclips that you're creating are actually going to end up in sequence. And so you should be creating them in the order that you want them to actually appear whenever you create your timeline and you run the automate the sequence section. So say I have a bunch of clips, some from GoPro, some from cell phone, some from a DSLR. So what I'm going to do to make sure that they're at the end, I'm going to start it with a Z space, and then I'll number it saying shot 1. That way it ends up at the bottom of my timeline, my bin, and I know it's there. And then whenever I go into my next one, say I look at my drone footage right here. So I like this shot, set my out point, my in and my out points. So then make a subclip, Z shot 3. So say I want those 3 shots in order or in sequence whenever I automate the sequence. Now they're in order as you go through. Now, I know it's the same as manually changing the name of each individual clip, but most people, or at least myself, I know that I don't ever just keep starting, stopping whenever I'm recording, especially a live event. Now, if I'm out on the field and I'm shooting specific things, it works perfectly. You don't need to make subclips. All you really need to do is rename your footage, which is part of the binning process anyways. So, but like me, like whenever I have my drone up in the air, I just push record and let it fly, and then get what I get before I land it to get ready for the next shot. And this is like, the best way to approach it. Alright, let's get some music in here, and then let's set up that beat. I think music pack number 4. Alright, so with automate the sequence, you have to make sure that your markers are actually on the sequence. It does not pay attention to markers on either your clips or your actual music track. So you have to make sure nothing is selected, and then put your markers on the sequence itself, or the timeline itself, sorry. And then you go through and you push the M key to make markers wherever the beat hits, or whatever beat that you're following. Alright, so now that that's all marked up, you go through and then you can take your shots that you made through subclips, select them all in the order that you want them to be selected. I'm pretty sure that it goes through by name, not by order selected. Then you can go to clip, automate the sequence, at numbered markers, selection order. Oh, actually, yeah, well, that just answered my own question. Sort order or selection order. So I guess sort order would be in the way that they're sorted within this inside of your bin, and selection order would be based on in the order that you selected it. So if you selected shot 3 first and ended on shot 1, sorry, then it would sequence them automatically in the reverse order. Or if you want to go through sort order, it can go through numerical numbers. So I guess realistically, if you only needed one shot out of each one of your clips, then if you just select them by using, actually let's hit cancel. So then you select, say, number 4, number 3, and number 6, and see, I'm holding the control key to select them individually instead of the shift key to select them in mass. And then let's give it a shot, see what that does. Selection order sounds good. Add numericals, overwrite edit. Insert, I wouldn't really do that. I guess maybe if you're editing like a documentary, but that'll screw your audio up. So stick with overwrite edit. In and outs, you don't want to use the frames. I can't think of any reason why you would want to use the frames. Ignore the audio, you don't need the audio. Then hit OK. And there you go. From the first marker on, I used those 3 shots, and let's see. So I used number 4. Yep, number 4 first, number 3, then number 6. So yeah, in selection order. So if you only want one shot out of each one of your clips, then using the selection order is the way to go, instead of using subclips. But if you're like me, who you like the different portions of the clip, so you like a little bit at the beginning, a little bit at the end, maybe something in the middle, using subclips and renaming them is definitely the way to go. So using automate the sequence it starts at the end point and then cuts the clip at the end point, and then starts the next clip at the end point that you set, and then ends it at the next marker. So if the in and out points that you selected, or the clip is too long to match between the 2 markers, it'll automatically trim just the end point. So let's go over here. Oh, shit. Let's remove that. And actually, you know what? Let's go through, and since I have so many markers already, I'm just gonna pick a few shots, and I'll save you the time and speed through this. I want this second clip, but I'm also gonna want to put something in between to make the transition a little bit smoother, to make time look like it's passed a bit more, and to not have what is essentially a jump cut. So I'm going to make it a sub clip, but I'm also going to number it 1 in advance. Then I'm gonna pick the next shot that I'm gonna want to cut it with in between these two, between my last one, which is this one, and this one. So basically it's pretty much editing ahead of time, and you're thinking things through. See, now I named prime 4, and that comes after prime 2, which allows me to not have to switch to a new clip before setting my 2 in and out points within that same clip. So I don't have to jump to another shot, set my sub clip, and then jump back to this shot, and then set the in and out points on the second shot that I want from that one clip. So, food for thought. Alright, so now I have what's essentially 7 shots. I didn't plan these out like I should have, it was just for example. But these 4 I did, and I placed them in sequence. So now if I select them, hold down the shift key, all 7 of them in order, sequence clip, automate the sequence. At unnumbered markers, selection order, not sort order. In and out ranges, which doesn't really matter because we use sub clipping. Ignore audio and then press OK. And then it started from this clip because of where my playhead was. It was aiming at, it is on. So let's take a look at what it did. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. in the future, some of my viewers, I can do some intros for them or some motion graphics, and we can see how it all turns out. And best of luck.